Hello, everyone. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. We have a very special guest from Boeing's board. This video today is about, and here she is, Lynn J. Good, QA expert and Boeing shareholder. Daryl Guberman educates Boeing board member Lynn Good. Lynn, thank you so much for coming in. We're still waiting for a response from the board members of our 42-page document we sent in with 11 letters of recommendation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this right now. Here is a return card request, and here is a Lynn on there. So I wanted to ensure that we did receive this back, but we still hear crickets. This is the 42-page document we sent in with 11 letters of recommendation, which I find interesting because there's 11 board members. On this is also my resume, CV, etc. And I was either applying for the CEO and or the head of quality, vice president of quality, because they need a hands-on guy to cure the ills of this company, or else it's not going to be good. Let's continue. Miss Good, I showed up on the Hill, Capitol Hill, assisting Sam Salapur. I was not invited to talk there. I was not invited there. I went of my own free will and conscience. I got up because, as Confucius said, it is not the droplet of water that wears away the mighty stone, but it is its persistence. And as David Foster Wallace said, and I added to it, David Foster Wallace said that the truth will set you free, but not until it is finished for you. Miss Good, let me just say this. The truth will set you free, but not until Daryl Guberman is finished with you. So we did this, and we showed that Boeing gave up a supplier on-site, a supplier and subcontractor on-site audits to two pieces of paper for 22 years. You don't make this up. I was there watching David Calhoun on June 18th. I was there as well. 2013, I was approved by the American Society for Quality, which I didn't need. This guy, Dave Levy, Region 3 Director, was sent there to destroy me. Nobody destroys me, Miss Lynn Good. I've got all the information. I've got your backgrounds, all of them, all 11. I have all your data, all your information, all of that. And, just to ensure the integrity of these videos that I'm doing for you, to educate you, all right? And that is it. And you have the factor that he said that ANAB has no problem with you, Mr. Guberman. In fact, we support you. In the middle, you will see Randy Dodry handing off actually the leadership of the International Accreditation Forum, which is an association of accreditation bodies, national and international. Also, they have their sister organization, ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation, which is in Australia. At the time that he was made an IAF chairman, Randy, of course, was the chairman and vice president. He was the chairman of the IAF and also sat on the 990 tax form. He had control of the IAF and full control as a principal. He was also the vice president of ANSI ANAP. You have Zhao Jinwu, who is the chief executive of China National Accreditation Services in Beijing, China, equivalent in accreditation to ANSI ANAP, who are underwriters for the IAF and also ILAC. We have a picture of him standing in the lab at Wuhan, China in 2017, handing a laboratory certificate to a ill-prepared laboratory. And how do we know that? Well, let me tell you about Pamela Sale, the vice president of ANSI ANAB Accreditation for Laboratory. And she said under deposition in 2017 in Texas that from one laboratory to another, Lynn, there are variances and they lack protocol. She confessed to the release of the COVID virus. Mr. Zhao Jinwu here, who's a communist Chinese national, who is mandated to take our data through the China National Intelligence Law, Article number 7, okay? He was standing in the laboratory in the WIV, Wuhan Institute of Virology. In 2018, a contingency went over there from the United States, and the scientists in Wuhan said, we need more trained technicians. So you have Zhao Jinwu handing a certificate of quality to a laboratory that was not prepared. And on top of it, they have a CDC document, training document for virology labs in China, and the only one they mention is the Wuhan Institute of Virology. It stated that the first line of containment for any biolevel 4 laboratory is well-trained technicians. They are the first line of containment because human error is the thing that releases the virus, okay? Releases any sort of contagion in a biolevel 4 lab. You have ANSI, the American National Standards Institute, is a private, not-for-profit, non-governmental corporation. Been around for over 100 years. It's got federal agencies and corporations on board. And here's a bigger picture of Randy handing over leadership of the IF in 2015 to 21. ANSI took over complete control over ANAB in 2018. You have the factor that ANSI ANAB sat on the IF, and you'll find out why. They are underwriters for the IF and also ILAC, which means that they take all systematic and product failure, and they are responsible. This shows you right off the bat, if you read at the bottom, ANSI founding member of IF and ANAB as an affiliate. So yes, they are underwriters and they are the founders all the way back to 2009. And here you go. Here's symbols, and there you go, the logo. Now we come up to Boeing. Here you go, Lynn. I hope you enjoy this because I think it's deplorable. And you probably don't know about it. You're a board member. You should know everything as a board member to assist in great decisions. Your decision to get Robert Kelly Oberg on board, that's, I don't know, 348 people he brings to the board of Boeing. And I'll show you that shortly. Boeing sits on ANSI ANAB's board, and they are a member, and they also shove it down their throat of their suppliers and subcontractors. For 22 years, Boeing gave up auditing on-site audits for special processes and also for products and parts that are made for Boeing through 2 certifications. One was from Performance Review Institute for special processes like being heat treat, welding, etc., and parts like AS9100 for the supplier bulletin. If you're not ANSI ANAB accredited, then you can't send in parts, but if you are, you send in your paperwork, send in your parts, and we don't have to come to do on-site audits for 22 years. You don't make this up. In 2009, Boeing was made an FAA regulator. They were an agency of the FAA. They did not have to tell anyone about the MCAS system. And the MCAS system, which was manufactured by Rockwell Collins, where at that time Robert Kelly Oberg was a CEO when it was designed, manufactured, and implemented for Boeing. And it's just unbelievable. So they were made an FAA regulator. They didn't have to tell anybody about aircraft technologies, new aircraft designs. That's why I was there supporting Sam Satellite Power, because we know something different. In 2019, when the Ethiopian Air and Indonesian Air crashed, the FAA, not an administrator, but a spokesman came out and said, the FAA never allows any company to police or self-certify. Most recently, the DOJ, Lynn, came out and said Boeing lied to the FAA. They didn't lie, Lynn. They were and are the FAA. They made some of the employees of Boeing FAA inspectors, but Boeing was paying their salary. Unbelievable. Here's the supplier portal where the supplier goes to find out what they need. You see that third-party auditors or registrars must be ANSI ANAB accredited or internationally equivalent, which could be Iran, Pakistan, or China. Yeah, that's only a few. They're equivalent in accreditation to ANSI ANAB. Now, this came right off ANSI ANAB's website. Okay, and on it, this is the Management System Accreditation Committee. And you can see at the bottom here, you can see Boeing. You can see the little tag of Boeing. And this is what they can do, this committee. Grant, suspend, or withdraw certification. You find anything wrong with that? I do. Here you go. When they were still FAA regulators in 2017, they were fudging documentation on aircraft that you're flying in. You can't make this up. On top of it, Kobe Steel was doing the same thing, the supplier of steel for Boeing. You have the DOJ, DHS, and FAA all sitting on ANSI ANAB's board with Boeing. They are members. But the worst thing is, Lynn, I got to really tell you, I got to confess to you, you have the Department of Commerce, you have the Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and FDA. They are not just members of ANSI ANAB, the accreditation body of Boeing, but they're also customers. And of course, you have Robert Kelly Oberg. He was the CEO during the MCAS fiasco. He jumped ship in 2021 after David Calhoun took over Boeing in 2020. I guess he figured the heat in the oven was going to get too close to him being a Rockwell CEO. MCAS system. 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS @yahoo.com. I thank you.